Hey guys, Aaron Kupitz, personal trainer at Functional Aesthetics EC. In today's video, I'm going to show you a quick and easy exercise sequence that you can do to help you improve your posture, stand a little straighter, improve the health of your shoulders starting today. Let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing we want to start out with is if you have a foam roller, it's a good idea to have one of these. It can help with a lot of different tightness issues. It's a good initial massage is a good initial stage for any sort of corrective exercise that you're going to be doing. So the first thing we want to do here, since we're going to be working on our posture, and our posture is very related to a lot of stuff in your back, so we're going to be doing a little bit of foam rolling for the upper back as well as the lats and the posterior shoulder girdle. So the first thing we're going to do, tuck your butt under, hands behind your head, and you're going to roll from about the middle of your back right up to the top of your shoulders. Stay nice and loose. Breathe in and out as you're doing this. Keep a neutral spine, so pelvis tucked under so your back isn't arching too much. You can roll back and forth anywhere between 5 to 10 times doing that. Alright, so the next thing we want to do, now that we've done that, we want to place a little bit more emphasis on the lats. So, your lats, their function is to adduct the arms, bring them together, and then also internally rotate them. So if you're doing a lot of things like pull-ups, or if you're even just sitting at a desk all day, you tend to be internally rotated like this. So sometimes your lats can get short, tight, and inhibit your ability to fully extend, rotate your shoulders out. So that's the first thing we want to do. We want to stretch those out a little bit as well. So you're going to start actually on your back here first, and we're going to put one hand over our head. We're going to roll over the back of the shoulder. We're going to loosen up that first, all those ligaments in the rotator cuff. Once we finish that, do it on the other side. Doesn't take a lot, you can do, probably about 5 times to be sufficient. Then you want to start just on your serratus muscles here at the top of your rib cage. Start rolling those out. And then we're going to roll back a little bit, and we're going to start rolling on the lat muscles. We're going to roll all the way up the base of the armpit, and then we're going to finish it off. Bend the arm a little bit, and roll out your triceps. And then obviously, turn over, repeat that on the other side. Starting on the serratus muscles on your rib cage. Keep the thumb pointed up towards the ceiling. Move up a little higher, up towards that armpit. Rotate back so you're on those lat muscles. And then again, finishing with the triceps. Alright, now that we've got all that nice and stretched out or loosened up a little bit, we can get into our exercise sequence. And typically, if you're really tight, you also want to be doing some stretching for the lats and stuff. We're going to skip that for now. I'm not feeling particularly tight today. You can see some other videos where I demonstrate some lat stretches and stuff in some of the other YouTube videos I've made, if you want to check those out. Also, good idea to help you with shoulder mobility can be to stretch out your chest muscles too, because those are going to also pull you in this way if they get too short and tight. So we're not going to demonstrate any of that. Like I said, you can check out some other videos if you want to see that stuff. Today, I'm going to go over the exercise sequence that you can do to, and actually you can do this, 3 times a week. Start out with no weights, just so that you can get used to engaging the muscles properly. Really focus on how it feels when you're rolling the shoulders down and back, engaging the muscles properly. And then as it becomes really easy, maybe you can do at least 10 repetitions or up to 20 with good form. Then you can start adding some light weights. Maybe like add some soup cans or something in your hands. It doesn't take a lot of weight. Even like really strong like bodybuilder types and stuff, they'll be maybe only using like 5 to 10 pounds when they're doing this. So it doesn't take a lot. So start out with no weight We'll get into that. I'll show you how to do them. All right, so we want to hit the shoulders from a couple different angles. So when it comes to improving your posture, there are a couple different planes of motion that we're going to be working in, right? Because what typically happens when you have poor posture, you tend to roll your shoulders in like this, right? And then you tend to hunch forward a little, right? So we want to work in this plane, bringing you apart this way, work on an external rotation of the shoulders, working on retracting the shoulder blades. We also want to work on that thoracic extension, or extending your upper back, right? So the first one we're going to do is retraction of the shoulder blades. So you can take an exercise band. You want to initiate the movement and roll the shoulders down and back. You can feel a little bit of tension here. We're going to start just inside shoulder width apart, and then taking a deep breath, and then exhale as you bring it apart. Hold and squeeze it there for a second or two. Come back to the middle, control it in. So once you come out, hold it for a second or two. Don't just let it snap in and just go back and forth like that. You want to be coming out, down and back. Spread it apart. Hold it for a second or two. About 2 seconds to come back in. Squeeze. Feel those shoulder blades squeezing together. Feel the muscles contracting. That's what we're going for here. If you can't feel that, you feel too much in like the shoulders and stuff like that, and you're not feeling it, you can't quite get that squeeze in the back, lighten up the resistance a little bit. It's more important that you're engaging the muscles appropriately than how much resistance you're using. As you become stronger, you become more familiar with the exercise, definitely increase the resistance to strengthen those muscles further, but first and foremost, make sure you're doing the exercises correctly. So, the next thing you can do, working on that external shoulder rotation, is you're going to take that same band, hold your hands upside down like this. You're going to roll those shoulders down and back, pinch them, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now that your shoulder blades are stabilized in that lockdown position, you're going to take a deep breath and rotate your hands out. Again, hold it for a second or two, come back. Roll it down and back, hold it for a second or two, come back. And you want to do this for both of them 10 to 15 repetitions. These smaller muscles respond well to high repetitions. You can even go as high as 30, but typically for me 10 to 15 is plenty. The stronger you get, you'll need less repetitions. In the beginning, you can use really light resistance and go really high, just focusing on building that muscle connection. If you get to the point where your muscles are burning so much and they're starting to cramp up and you're not feeling, you can't properly engage them anymore, that's where you want to stop. You don't want to keep on going when you can't feel the muscles contracting anymore. Alright, now that we've done those things, the next thing you want to do, and you can actually use, if you have a bench, or if you're at a gym, you can incline the bench up to about 30 degrees and this will help stabilize your torso. But since we're not using a lot of weight, that can be important if you're using more weight and you want to minimize the use of your lower back in there so that you're not fatiguing that and you're actually focusing everything on the area that you're trying to work on. So we're going to do a bent over Y raise, and this is going to help you with your lower trapezius, which is going to help to straighten out and raise you up. Because essentially the trapezius attaches at the base of your skull, comes down to the top of the shoulders here, and then it goes like a diamond down to the middle of your back. So the middle fibers in between the shoulder blades, those help your shoulder blades, the rhomboids, to help to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Then the lower fibers down at the bottom, those help to, almost like when you have tie-down straps on a car and you ratchet it down. If you think about attaching one to the top of your shoulders and then one to the middle of your back, and if you ratchet that down, it's going to go ratchet you up like this. So that's what the lower trapezius does. So that's what we're doing with this exercise. So you're going to get bent over, almost parallel to the ground. You don't have to be quite parallel. It's more difficult the further down you get. So maybe 45 to 30 degree angle to start. You want to have a neutral grip, so that means thumbs pointing forward, not towards each other. And you're going to roll those shoulders down and back. Now once you're down in that down and back position, you're going to roll them down and back. You're going to raise it up, come back down, roll them down and back. And when you're raising it up, don't just raise it up. Also think about pushing your fists out towards the out and away from you at the same time as you're doing that. It's going to help stretch the ligaments in your shoulder and also give your help the shoulder, the head of the humerus or your upper arm bone move up and around in that shoulder joint. So down and back, lift it up. Roll your shoulders down and back, lift it up. And again, you want to hold for about a second at the top. Feel that squeeze in the muscle so you fully engage it. Lower it back down. Repeat this for 10 to 15 repetitions. So again, from the front, it's going to look like this. You want to have your arms slightly angled out to the side to follow that natural pattern of your shoulders. So down and back, pushing out in front of you. Squeeze for a second at the top. Roll your shoulders down and back. Squeeze. Up like that. All right, so now after you've done that, the next exercise that you want to do, we're going to do a reverse or rear deltoid row to a scarecrow. So we're going to get again in that same position. So after you've done the first one, take a minute or two to kind of rest a little bit, relax your lower back so that it's not fatigued coming into the next exercise. Then you're going to get in that same position. This time you want your thumbs in a pronated position, so the thumbs pointing at each other, right, like this. And so you're going to come in. So you're now at that 30 to 45 degree angle in your back. You're going to come up 90 degrees out to the side. Once you're there, you're going to come up like that. Now you can do 10 of them this way, and then you can also do 10 in a neutral position. So we're going to come up. And start like that to get used to it. The next thing you want, next progression to that you want to do, and this is really going to work those lower traps as well, is you want to bring it up, squeeze at the top, rotate, and then you want to punch your hands out over your head. Also, keep your neck in neutral alignment, so don't arch it like this. Keep your chin tucked. Punch out overhead, lower it down, up, rotate, punch it out, lower it down, just like that. That's going to help you really strengthen up all those muscles in your upper back and all the little muscles in the rotator cuff as well to keep those shoulders nice and strong and healthy. All right, before we close this, end this video, there's one more exercise I want to show you, and it's actually more of a mobility or a stretching exercise to stretch out the ligaments in your shoulders. So really simple exercise. And you can do this multiple times throughout the day, but this is a really great way to end the exercise that we've been doing, because we've kind of been contracting the muscles. Now we want to loosen them up, stretch them out, allow the blood flow to come in there so you can get the most benefit by allowing nutrients and oxygen to get there and help repair and jumpstart the strengthening process of those muscles. All right, so you're going to roll the shoulders down and back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then from that position, you're going to turn your hands out. And you can start just doing one arm at a time. So you're going to turn your palm out, palms facing forward, thumbs facing the wall, shoulder blades down and back. You're going to rotate up, straight over your head like so. Come back down, and then from here, you're going to flip your hand the other way, stick it behind your back, and then rotate it back out like this. Rotate down and back. And same idea here as with when you were doing the Y raise. When you come out, you want to be rolling the shoulders down and back, pinch those shoulder blades together, and then reaching out away from you as you're coming up over your head. That'll really provide a good stretch in those ligaments. So let's do it here on the other side. Shoulder blades down and back, squeeze them together, palm out, coming up over the top of your head. Pause for a second. Pause for a second at the top. Feel it stretching out. You can even try to lock your elbow out and then push your shoulder blade down towards your butt. That'll even help a little bit too. And then flip the thumb side down, tuck your hand behind your back, and come back out again. All right, guys, there you have it. Simple routine that you can do 2 to 3 times a week to help you improve your posture, improve that mobility in your shoulders so that you don't end up having to get rotator cuff surgery prematurely, and ideally keep your shoulders nice and healthy throughout your lifespan. so that you can continue to do the activities that you enjoy doing, whether it be fishing, golfing, playing tennis, playing with your grandchildren, playing with your kids, whatever it might be that you like to do. Or like me, you like doing calisthenics, you like doing pull-ups, you like lifting weights and stuff, and you want to be able to continue doing those things as long as possible. So thanks guys for watching. If you like the content in this video, make sure you hit that like button down there in the bottom right hand corner. Also hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content like this. And we'll see you all next time for more health and fitness related information. Thanks guys.